Inside the rumors, the reality, and the powerful legacy of Sunny and Alexis ***. For decades, General Hospital fans have been trained to notice everything. A look that lingers a moment too long. A scene that feels shorter than expected. An absence that speaks louder than dialogue. So when longtime viewers began asking a seemingly simple question, are Maurice Benard and Nancy Lee Grahn avoiding each other? The fandom did what it does best. Analyze, theorize, debate, and worry. After all, this isn't just any pairing. This is Maurice Benard, the heart and soul of Sunny Corinthos, the most iconic mob boss in daytime television history. And Nancy Lee Grahn, the powerhouse behind Alexis Davis, a character defined by intelligence, fire, vulnerability, and moral complexity. Together, their characters have shared some of General Hospital's most emotionally charged moments, not always romantic, but always electric. So why does it suddenly feel like they are rarely in the same orbit? Is there tension? Is it scheduling? Creative direction? Or is this another case of fans reading between lines that were never meant to exist? Let's unpack the rumor, carefully, thoughtfully, and with respect for two of daytime's most respected performers. The speculation didn't erupt overnight. It crept in quietly, the way most soap rumors do. Fans noticed that Sunny and Alexis, once frequent scene partners during legal battles, family crises, and Port Charles power shifts, were suddenly sharing less screen time. When major storylines overlapped, court cases, family emergencies, political drama, the characters often seemed to pass like ships in the night. Social media threads popped up with questions like, why aren't Sunny and Alexis ever in scenes together anymore? Did Maurice and Nancy have a falling out? Is this intentional from the writers, or something else? In a genre where history matters, absence can feel suspicious. But perception doesn't always equal reality. To understand why this rumor gained traction, you have to understand who these actors are. Maurice Benard has portrayed Sunny Corinthos since 1993, a run so long it defies modern television norms. Sunny isn't just a mob boss, he's a father, a survivor of trauma, a man living with bipolar disorder, and a character who has grown alongside his audience. Benard has always brought vulnerability to Sunny, even in his darkest moments. Off-screen, he's known for openness about mental health, emotional honesty, and deep loyalty to the show that shaped his life. Nancy Lee Grahn joined General Hospital in 1996 and quickly became a force. Alexis Davis wasn't just another lawyer, she was complicated, flawed, brilliant, and often morally conflicted. Grahn is also known for being outspoken. She doesn't shy away from opinions, advocacy, or social commentary. Fans admire her authenticity, even when they don't always agree with her. Two strong personalities. Two passionate artists. Two veterans who care deeply about their work. When people like that seem distant, even professionally, speculation is inevitable. Let's be clear about one thing. Sunny and Alexis were never meant to be easy. Their relationship has always lived in moral gray areas. Alexis has spent years trying to hold Sunny accountable, as a lawyer, as a mother, as a woman who understands power and its consequences. Sunny, in turn, has respected Alexis's intellect while often rejecting her judgments. Their clashes were ideological, not personal. And that's exactly why they worked. Soap fans sometimes forget that conflict is chemistry. The very intensity that made Sunny and Alexis scenes compelling could, from the outside, look like friction. But on screen, it was storytelling at its best. Here's where the rumor starts to wobble. Neither Maurice Benard nor Nancy Lee Grahn has ever publicly stated, or even hinted, at personal animosity toward each other. No interviews. No social media digs. No backstage whispers confirmed by credible sources. In daytime television, where leaks happen fast and grudges rarely stay secret, that silence matters. Actors who truly avoid each other usually leave fingerprints. Refusal to share scenes. Sudden contract changes. Public shade. Unexplained exits. None of that has occurred here. So why does it feel like avoidance? The most likely explanation is also the least dramatic, and therefore the least satisfying for rumor lovers. General Hospital in the 2020s is not the same show it was in the 2000s or early 2010s. The cast is larger. The stories are more fragmented. Screen time is divided among dozens of characters. Sunny's world has shifted toward family, redemption arcs, and legacy issues. Alexis's stories have leaned heavily into addiction recovery, legal fallout, and her daughters. Their narrative paths simply haven't crossed as often. That's not avoidance, that's logistics. Another factor fans often overlook is production scheduling. Soap actors don't film episodes sequentially. Scenes are shot based on availability, set use, and efficiency. Two actors can be central to the same storyline and still rarely film together. Veteran actors also often negotiate lighter schedules, allowing the show to balance longevity with sustainability. Maurice Benard, in particular, has been open about prioritizing mental health and work-life balance. That doesn't mean avoidance, it means self-care. Soap fans are emotionally invested, and that's part of the magic. But creative decisions, who shares scenes, who confronts whom, which rivalries are reignited, are made by writers and producers, not actors. When a beloved dynamic fades, fans often look for human explanations because they feel more tangible than abstract storytelling shifts. But sometimes, the truth is simply that the show chose to explore other relationships. If Maurice Benard and Nancy Lee Grahn do differ in worldview, approach, or personality, that wouldn't be shocking. They are different people with different life experiences. But disagreement does not equal avoidance. In fact, many of the best on-screen dynamics in television history come from actors who don't socialize off-set, yet respect each other deeply as professionals. Soap sets are workplaces, not families, no matter how close they sometimes appear. At the heart of this rumor is something deeper than gossip. Fans aren't just asking if two actors are avoiding each other. They are asking, are we losing something important? Is the show forgetting its history? Will Sonny and Alexis ever matter to each other again? Those questions come from love, not suspicion. When two legacy characters drift apart, it can feel like a chapter closing, even if the book isn't finished. Sonny and Alexis represent a time when General Hospital leaned heavily into moral debate, adult conflict, and intellectual sparring. Their absence from each other's stories isn't about actors avoiding one another, it's about an era evolving. Soap history is cyclical. Characters drift apart. Years pass. And then, a crisis brings them back together. A court case. A family emergency. A reckoning neither can avoid. When that happens, the chemistry will still be there, because it always is when two seasoned performers step into familiar shoes. Based on everything we know, not speculate, not fear, not assume, the answer appears to be no. What fans are seeing is most likely a combination of shifting storylines, production logistics, evolving character arcs, a massive ensemble cast, not personal tension. Maurice Benard and Nancy Lee Grahn are professionals with decades of history on General Hospital. Their legacy isn't defined by how often they share scenes, but by how powerful those scenes were when they did. Rumors will always swirl in soap fandoms. That's part of the fun. But sometimes, the most dramatic answer is also the simplest one. Nothing is wrong. And nothing is over.